Attempt to. So, basically, what I was trying to say originally is this is right after him fought Naruto. Sasuke wouldn't be bad. So this is somewhere in the gray period. I don't have the timing just perfect, but it's somewhere in the gray period of like right before Naruto become Hokage. There'll be a big body event that end up teleporting Naruto and like the people of the Naruto verse out of Deku's universe. But like they won't remember because their memory will get wiped just because of this catastrophic event. Ugh, can't pronounce. But basically what I was saying was Deku needed help with Naruto and asked Naruto how to do the shadow clones. And originally I was gonna put it to where Naruto did the shadow clones himself, right? But what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna make it to where Deku learns it from Naruto. He can't do big body clones like he can in the shadow clones, in the shadow clone universe, but he's able to at least just make a couple. So he made those clones in advance, right? They got the kunai set up for him. And so Deku is a lot smarter than he is in the normal version because he did a lot of like research on stuff. He was reading a lot of the scrolls of his father and stuff. And so he was looking up a lot of stuff and like he's smarter overall. Plus he has a lot more confidence per se because he has a quirk. So how we're gonna do this is I'm gonna say that Deku one time when he was meditating or whatever, he tapped into it, but like briefly, like he just tipped the surface. He was meditating and like somehow he tapped into Dragon Force. Now what I'm gonna say to justify this is very simple, right? It's gonna be with Jiraiya, he went to the frog. I don't know the name of it, but he went to where the frogs and stuff is at. He went there. He went there by accident or whatever, right? So the same thing happened with Orochimaru. Somehow Orochimaru found out the sage of snakes, right? So I'm gonna say to accidentally go into the Dragon Force realm, he was just meditating very intently and he saw a lizard. And that lizard made him think of a dragon, and it just somehow he was so deep into it, he just tipped into it. But it was very brief, and like he had a lot of energy and felt really strong, and he kind of passed out. But this was just like a couple days before the entrance exam, right? So the entrance exams happened, and he literally walks out of there with that big dick energy, right? And he's not cocky, far from it. He walks out with some big dick energy, right? And he's like, all right, listen up, buckos. Y'all gonna need to stay back because I don't want to hurt you. Bakugo doesn't really listen. And he's like, just ready. And Deku's like, Bakugo, if you get hurt, it's your fault. The second he does this, right? And they're like, ready. He's charging up. You can see like sparks emitting from him, and it's like a massive amount of like one for all / chakra getting erupted from this guy, right? And like it's just massive, okay? And he's like, ah. He throws up the first kunai, but the kunai that he threw up, right? It like cut through the little string he had. And it took a minute for it to happen. Ready, set, and go! Everyone just... Everyone's like about to try to destroy robots. Deku smirks. And his Raijin changed colors because it's not green anymore, alright? It's not yellow, it's green now. So when he did that, right, the second he waited to, everyone's about to hit robots. Time almost slows down for a second. Deku was really confused. He was like, what? What's going on? Time slowed down for a very brief second. But he just took it. He's like, all right. And he used this time to even gather even more energy. And for a brief moment there, his face, his arms, a couple of his limbs had scales on them. Questioning. And then it happened. all the robots were literally nearly instantaneously gone. The kunaites came down as everybody was running. Deku literally slooshed through all the robots in every possible place. And then, like, what happened was when he, like, killed, like, 2 robots within rapid session, right? Don't forget, for Deku right now, everything's moving dummy slow for whatever reason. He doesn't understand this. It's in the heat of the moment. He'll throw, like, a couple more kunais in, like, another direction, right? Just to make sure he's getting full reach. So, like, he had some extra kunais attached to one kunai. He had to grab the kunai, get the robot, get the other kunais, and throw them off in different directions. And he kept doing this multiple times. So from everyone else's point of view, right, all they're seeing is they're by a robot. The robots are destroyed, right? And from people that are anywhere else, which most people are still kind of near the, like, entry area, all they see is, like, this green flash, bro. And they're so confused. And then, in, like, no time at all, Deku's still, he's foaming, like, his body looks a little beat up, but it actually isn't, because he still has the scales around him. And he has, like, slightly more dragon-esque, like, figures. I mean, not figures, features and shit, right? So, he's done that, and, like, everything's done. And everyone's just like, all the heroes see this and say, "Oh my God, that boy! Isn't that the son of the number 12 hero?" I had to think of the number 12 hero. Yeah, and he is the brother of the number 10th hero, right? Yeah. God. All Might's just like All Might's like, yes. He's more accepting the fact that he chose the right successor instead of choosing Miriam. And then, remember when he threw the kunai really high up in there? That'll make sense in a moment. When Deku was doing all that or whatever, the robots combust and it caused some damage in the surrounding area. And Uraraka was kind of involved in the situation. The robot kind of stepped on him. 0 Point and came out. Because he had to come out faster than what he did in canon. And he was moving faster. So Deku was like, damn, I only got so much chakra left. Well, guess it's time to use that trick my brother taught me. Hope it works. And so, this Deku has flame nature. It has flame nature, you know, also lightning nature. That'll play a part way later in the story. Not way later, but just later. So, time is still slightly slow for Deku. So, like, it's almost like he's getting a preview of what's about to go down. And then the second that happens, Zero Robot comes out, blah, 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 right? And then that kunai that he had that threw up a while back, it slowly comes down. And then all you hear is flame, Ra, Sang, gun. You see Deku, you see him, now you don't. You see the robot, First, he gets on top of the robot, right? And, like, he hits it with a Rasengan to get it off balance, right? And he throws, like, a good amount of kunais off to another area. And he says, I'm just making it something like I can see him doing. He's in the air. He does, like, a weird hand symbol. And he says, be gone with you. And then, like, he does that. The robot teleports. So, basically, actually, I'm going to make it a little cooler, right? He's not gonna use the flame Rasengan. Like it would be more of a tease, just to give y'all a mental image of it. Because if I realized that I was gonna do it like this, I would have done it differently. But just give y'all a little tease. He's like, I might use that move my brother taught me. You see a very small bit of smoke come out and like a circle, but it's a little bit of flames. He's like, JK. Throws kunai at robot, smacks robot. Robot gets teleported out of the way. And then the robot's still in the air. He grabs Uraraka, puts a marking on her, grabs her, throws her. He like basically throws her up, right? And then the robot's coming down and everyone's like, get out of the way! No! Puts arm up. Then you slowly see the Rasengan form. But it's a flame one. It's completely out of control. And he's like, he jumps up and just decks the robot, sends the robot flying. Gone. But he also could have gone in to UA solely off a recommendation. Then right after that, right, Uraraka's still kind of chilling in there. Deku teleports, grabs her. Hey, how are you? She's like, I'm okay, I guess. All right, we're good. All right, we're good. Put her down. Literally, this man has the highest plausible score. His score was so high, they had to cancel the entry exam and redo it again because of Deku. Okay? Because, like, they still needed other people to qualify, not qualify, and all this stuff. And so Deku's in UA. There will be, like, a small little time skip for everyone else, obviously, because they have to redo the entrance exam. He destroyed all of the robots. Now, what I'm going to say happens here is, during that time while everyone's, like, retraining for the entrance exam, everyone's still kind of baffled about what Deku did. So, but Deku uses his time to go train with Naruto and asks where the old man is. And Naruto says, I haven't seen him in a long time. But they don't talk about that much longer. Naruto shows Deku the Nine Tails and that type of stuff. They do some training. So Deku's dealing with Naruto while he's in his stage. His Nine-Tailed Fox. Also, Deku does learn about Sage Mode, but very briefly, because Naruto isn't the greatest teacher. He just learns like the basic principle, not to move, gain energy and stuff like that. So, with that being said and stuff, right? Deku has a base principle, okay? And I would say it's probably like 2 weeks, because it's going to take them a little bit of time to do this. So Deku's just training, keeping up with that stuff. Everyone does the entrance exam, and school starts like it's per usual, but just 2 weeks behind. I don't know if I'll be able to make that play into something, but that's basically the gist of it, right? Now we're going to get into when they're doing the quirk assessments, which Bakugo tries to talk reckless to Deku. And Deku, like, teleports, like, right into this man's dome piece, has, like, a Rasengan fully charged and says, shut up. And then teleports back and says, sorry about that. And he apologizes very formally. Like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Please excuse me. Blah, blah, blah. They do this. Deku passes most of the stuff with flying colors. When he does the ball throwing test, right, he had a marker dummy far. And so he threw it all the way, and eventually, like, it didn't even leave his hand. He just threw the ball up and said, just teleported to the marker. And so I want to say he came in second, because, no one can beat Uraraka's infinite and shit, right? Then we're going to get to where they're doing the fight. And I never expel anyone, because I don't deem it necessary. I'm just going to say he thinks everyone has potential. I'm sorry. So, now we're going to get into the fight, right? So how that's going to play out and stuff, right? Is Bakugo is going to try to come up to Deku, but Deku's just going to outclass him because he already has a marker on Bakugo's. He has a marker on Bakugo and on his outfit. It was just like an insurance thing. I was saying, like, when Bakugo tried to grab Deku, Deku pushed him back, and he put a marker on him then. So he teleports behind Bakugo, and knocks him. I'm not gonna say he even knocks him out. He just teleports behind him and touches the thing, and then teleports back to Uraraka. And it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't really mean to be rude about anything, but like, I just wanted to win. That's it. And Bakugo is just distraught. Alright, he is just bugging out. He was like, he lost that fast, and yeah, everyone else is baffled. Later on, Todoroki and him have a discussion, which is pretty much like, who are you exactly? Or I don't really know what they would talk about, but they would have a brief little discussion, and Deku would teleport Todoroki somewhere and be like, why don't you use your flame side? Why don't you use your flame side? Then he'll give him a whole backstory, and Deku would just be like, you're stupid. Listen, I don't understand the struggles you went through, because I grew up in a pretty family-friendly home. But if you're not your dad or you're not your mom, why does it matter? And so he uses basic logic, but I mean, like, you won't be able to really become a good hero if you're only using half your power. Isn't it your power, my guy? Todoroki takes it to note. Turns his flame side on. Deku takes fighting stance and says, alright. Actually, no. Didn't think this conversation would go this good, but as an insurance policy, teleport him straight to his mom. Leaves. But like right before he leaves, he's like, alright, I don't want none of this bullshit. He doesn't like stupid stuff, so like he deems this as stupid. I don't want none of this bullshit. So talk about all your trauma and stuff, and maybe you might get over this, but I'm gonna leave now. We use a cooldown there. Yeah, just in case you need one, just, you know. Yeah, I'll be always able to help you. Just send me a good text. I already put my phone number in your phone, but don't worry about all that. And then he dips. And so that's pretty much how that would happen. So one time while Deku was training or whatever, he am I gonna do that yet? Or I'm gonna wait for the messenger attack. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here because I know exactly what I'm about to do. So some time passes, Bakugo's kind of crazy now, more crazier than usual, more aggressive than usual. The USJ attack happens, and the second it happens, Deku takes out most of them. But when the Nomu comes, Eraserhead's fighting the Nomu, but Deku switches places with Eraserhead to help him out. And also, Eraserhead didn't take damage from old boy because Deku saw what was about to happen. And he's like, oh no. So he threw the kunais, basically kicked the man's back. And he basically got almost everybody out of commission. Kurogiri wasn't able to teleport everyone because Deku stopped it. So everyone's watching this. And so what ended up happening is Deku is, he switches with Eraserhead when he like kicked Tomanda. The dude with the hands kicked him back, and he put a seal or like symbol on him, right? And that helps out later because when the Nomu was about to crush his eyes or hit him in the eyes, Deku swat with him, right? So everyone thinks Deku's out of commission, right? No. Remember how I was talking about how he was doing basic sage training and stuff, right? Now that his eyes are actually permanently damaged, what he ended up doing, right, was he just went ahead and like used some chakra and just kind of closed off the wound because they were bleeding profusely. So he used some chakra. Like he basically ripped them out. It looked very gruesome. He ripped them out and just kind of like shut his eyes shut. So no blood would come out, and he wouldn't have no need for eyes, pretty much because his eyes are broken. And then he grabs a Naruto-esque like headband and wraps it around his eyes. He charges up his chakra a little bit. I'm not going to go too far over the 20 mark, but he charges up his chakra a little bit. And he's basically fully using Sage mode, but it's Dragon Sage mode. and he has a lot more scales and stuff on his body, and he has a little more control over it, so his physical attributes have actually increased, right? So what ended up happening is him and the noble start going at it blow to blow, and the dude with the hands is low-key trying to like mess with other people, but Naruto throws a kunai over there, puts a marker on his back, and teleports him like really, I'm not gonna say too far away because we still kind of need him for the next for later on, so I'm gonna just say he gets teleported back to Kurogiri, and Naruto Deku goes back to fighting the Nomu, just good hands, just beat 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 beat. None of the moves are working that Deku's using, right? None of the moves. It seems like the Nomu's just absorb, and all these blows and all these fast punches is not cutting. So Deku starts busting out one for all. Since he's a lot more sensitive to energy, I'd say he cranks his 30 up, somewhere around the 45 mark. And he starts doing some decent damage to Nomu, but it's still not enough. So he's like, all right. He takes back a stance, gathers like a crap load of energy, and makes like a giant Rasengan. But like it's heavy, and his arm is kind of getting teared apart. So he's like trying to focus it around, but it's like a lot of much energy, right? So what he ends up doing is it's not a Rasen Shuriken, but it's kind of like it is, right? So what he does is he ends up putting all 100% of one for all throughout his whole body for like a brief moment. And the second he does that, he gets near the Nomu and throws the mini like Rasengan, right? And what this does is it sends the Nomu flying back, and it pretty much almost obliterates the Nomu. But it doesn't, because the Nomu can, if he can't, I'm going to make it where he can. But the Nomu can regenerate, and the Nomu starts regenerating, and Deku's just kind of like drained. He's not like, he still can physically fight, but all his energy and stuff is like dummy low. And the Nomu comes back, and it comes back a little bit stronger, and it starts like fucking up Deku. And Aizawa can't do nothing because he's just beat up and bruised. His eyes are okay, but he's still beat up from some of the people he had to fight, because Deku didn't take them all out because he didn't have enough shurikens for that. See, I told you I wasn't gonna make it where he had unlimited of those. And so what Deku ended up doing is, for a brief moment, he typed into Dragon Force, and like he like did a good amount of damage, but like his body was just breaking down on him. And it wasn't to the point like he did any like season 1 canon damage or anything like that. It was just like he did too much damage, and his body's just reached just breaking point. He tried to plus ultra it, but he couldn't do it. The Nomu was about to attack. The Nomu stopped and went for the student, and he said, no, you got me played. He sent the Nomu with a dummy eye. He's like, he falls down to the ground, guys. But he would be screaming this. I'm not doing too much dramaticness with this particular part, but he's like, guys, I need y'all to get out now. I can't hold the Nomu off much longer. I can't. No, I don't think he would say Nomu. I think he'd be like, I can't hold this thing off much longer. Guys, get out of here. Kacchan, get everyone out of here now. Todoroki, make an ice wall with you and Aizawa. Do it now. So Todoroki listens, because he has a respect for Mans. He makes a giant ice wall, sealing them off. Go get some help from the other teachers. And then like he tells them, like, now you may be wondering why he didn't go, like, just go get some help or whatever. Because Deku knew he was the strongest one to help, and he didn't want to leave everyone, abandoned or whatever. And everyone was still together, so everyone was still kind of baffled at what was happening. So this is why no one went and got help immediately. But he said, Kacchan, I need you to listen, and listen close. Grab the kunai that I threw there. And he threw this, like, when the ice wall was coming up, he was able to, like, throw it right through right before then. Use that kunai. That'll get you to All Might. Use that kunai. It'll get you to our hero. He needed Kacchan to do this because he didn't want to let them know what they were doing, but he still wants to be able to do it. The Nomu's trying to come over the ice wall and attack, but Todoroki puts it around everyone, and then Deku teleports Mans, like he teleports to him and teleports him again. Basically falls down the ice wall and just like he's puffing, he's tired. Bakugo grabs the knife. I grabbed the knife. What? All Might's like using the restroom. I just see it being a comedian moment. It goes from this high intensity battle to like this very comedic, funny moment, right? And so what ends up happening, right, is like after that, Bakugo's like face is red and he's like walking out, just like, and the All Might's like, yes, yes, young Bakugo, what could I help you with? No talk down. Here, hold this. And then like he just kind of, meanwhile where Deku's at, so what now? Yes. Puts his sick crest down. And then the Bakugo's just kind of like, I know, weird, right? Yeah. Wait, what's going on? He sees Midoriya on the ground. Oh my, I couldn't finish it just yet. So, could you, do the thing? And it kind of slipped out. Bakugo hurt. Time limit. You don't have to worry about it. It's weakened. Not much, but you got it. I'll help you get up to him, but this will be the last bit of my energy. Puts a marker on All Might. You can see like the energy iterating from Deku to All Might. Ready, set. You have to finish it with everything you got in one strike. Here we go. All Might gets teleported right behind the Nomu while the Nomu is up in the air again. And that pretty much ends it. And the other heroes and stuff don't join in, but they all kind of dip because All Might's here. So not Todoroki. I wish I knew what that man's name or how to say it. Kiryu gets boy with the hand and they dip. And then the aftermath is just kind of just like, damn. Deku's just like, good job, All Might. Yeah, it says, give me your hand. Teleports All Might somewhere. Alright. Let's just go to sleep. Let's go to sleep. And that's pretty much where it would end. But like he gets woken up just a second. He's like, your trust, your precious. He's like exhausted, so like filter's gone. You're pretty cute. Who would he be saying this to? Alright. I'm not gonna do a poll or anything. I'll just say, who do y'all want me to say he says that to? Because that'll play a part into the future part. And it can't be a guy. But I'll say that plays into a future part. But that person, that female takes Deku to the infirmary because he teleports both of them near the infirmary, but since he's so trash out on energy, he just like passes up. So yeah, that's pretty much part 2, guys. Hope y'all enjoy.